Alright, quick reminder. Every 1,000 subs in January, I will give away +1 Dazzler Pass in February. The previous giveaways winners will be announced very, very soon. And yeah, if you want to join this giveaway, subscribe. And there is a bonus incentive at 17,000 subs because if we hit that milestone, it's +1 Dazzler Pass, but also I will rank 3 Kang or OG Thanos. Not the good one, the OG one. So yeah, let's just keep the momentum going. But now let's kick off Super Gem Weekend with the Hidden Gems video, and this is featuring Wiccan. Now, Wiccan I feel like is still a hidden gem. I think he's still very, very underrated, but slowly but surely more people are appreciating what this champion does, and I think it's well deserved because what Wiccan does, he is usually the best at, like just straight up. He is such a monster in his target matchups that like he is usually the fastest option, the safest option, the most efficient option. He is so dang good at what he does. Now for example, this Terrax fight, the armor breaks will trigger an incinerate debuff on Terrax, and he is now absolutely melting, and with the SP1, we regen all energy damage back. So while we're taking damage right now, once we drop the SP1, we regen all of the damage taken. So that's why he is so insane for this matchup, and one of the best and safest options. And that was like what, let's see, a sub 1 minute full yellow bar finish for Gauntlet Terrax. That is very, very impressive. But now we have Hulkling here. Hulkling, you know, very special to Wiccan, and he's also like one of Wiccan's best matchups. So like, what a guy, what a real stand-up person. Because yeah, he is absolutely demolished by Wiccan. Basically, every time Wiccan hits him, he fails Hulkling's regen buff, and so that turns into an incinerate debuff, and they just stack up very quickly. So as you can see right here, we have a ton of incinerates built up. I dropped the SP3 because that inflicts an energy vulnerability, which supercharges the incinerates. And yeah, this matchup is gonna end very quickly now after the SP3 is dropped. So yeah, absolutely insane matchup. One of Wiccan's best matchups, if not just like his best matchup straight up. And that was, let's see, 40 something seconds. Yeah, 42 seconds for an Act 9 fight. Now we have a bonus little fun damage test here. This is a 1 million health Medusa on the content creator beta. And yeah, he is very, very strong for this matchup because he has access to a Fury Nullify. He can also nullify power gain this way as well. So it's very helpful versus like those power gain cosmic characters. But yeah, it's a really, really fun way to like gain bonus power, since whenever you drop the heavy attack and you nullify that Fury, you gain a supercharged power gain passive, and that really makes it easier to maintain Wiccan's SP2 rotation, and it makes it easier to just like spam those special attacks. So yeah, it's very, very fun having like access to that nullify, because it just makes these matchups a lot faster and a lot easier to manage. And yeah, so far so good here. The damage output is just absolutely crazy. Here we go back in, we drop the SP2, and just look at that damage, man. She is absolutely melting right now. And we drop one more SP2, and the fight's done. Just like that. That's 1 million health, right? Let's see how fast we took down 1 million health. That was about, let's see, a minute. 60 seconds flat for 1 million health, man. That is absolutely crazy. That's where this champion is just like money, in my opinion. If you can fail buffs and like trigger the incinerate debuffs, if you can like nullify those furies, just like anything with buffs, this man is absolute money. He is one of the best, if not just the best option for those matchups, and that's why I feel like he is such a hidden gem, since not many people realize just how strong he is in those ideal matchups, right? Is he the best outside of those matchups? Absolutely not. He honestly does feel very dry in those other scenarios, but here's the thing. He's one of those characters where like, yeah, he has his target matchups and like he crushes those. And I feel like that's the type of character that you want in 2024, since like Master of All Trades characters aren't really doing too hot, since it's just like very easy to find the best option for something. The thing with Wiccan though is he is sometimes, and like honestly a lot of the times, the best option for specific buff matchups. So yeah, man, this character genuinely surprised me. He is rank 3 SIG 200. I maxed him out fully and I have zero regrets because he is so good at what he does. His awakened ability is very interesting, and you don't see it used all the time in some situations, but other times it is very, very helpful. So what it does is, whenever you are like inflicting your shocks and they're immune to the shock, you instead inflict a degen debuff, which is very helpful for some shock immune cosmic characters. Additionally, whenever he converts his shocks into plasmas, he has a chance to just not convert the shock and just like keep it there for future use, which is also very, very helpful and a pretty massive damage increase for the champion. But now we have this Storm, and we also had that champion fight on Footloose, but if I didn't tell you that it was Footloose, you wouldn't know that it was Footloose, because that man never triggered Unstoppable or Evade once in that matchup, since Wiccan just has the fight under control for pretty much the entire time. So yeah, that's why when it comes to buff control, there are very few champions I trust more than Wiccan for it, right? And it's probably going to stay that way. We might see some new mystics come in, but when it comes to buff control, like, there are some champions that do it just as good, if not better. Like, you know, for example, another hidden gem. I think that Longshot does compete with Wiccan a lot for like best buff control character, but there are some scenarios where the opponent is like Fate Seal immune or Nullify immune, but they aren't Neutralize immune, and that's when Wiccan really starts to shine, since Neutralize is a much more like meta ability and it has like less counters, I feel like. And this node tries to counter Neutralize because it has plus 20% ability accuracy, but there is a fun little interaction with this node, and you'll see it at the end of the fight, and it honestly did surprise me. But when I realized like the purpose or like why it did happen, I was like, dang man, I forgot just how good this ability was that Wiccan has. So the fight's going pretty well so far. He is completely under control right now. So here I dropped the SP3 just to get that bonus damage going. And the fight's going to end pretty quickly after this, to be honest. Because yeah, it's like, you know, the damage output at this point is just really under control. But there, as you can see, he went unblockable, right? And I was like, oh shoot, but then what happened? I just blocked the hit straight up. So here's the interaction. If Wiccan is awakened, whenever he has his shield spell up, which is the blue icon, he can block any unblockable from cosmic characters. So champions like Null, that unblockable node with a cosmic champion, he just completely counters it because he can block any unblockable so long as they are cosmic and he has his shield spell up. Very, very good ability that I didn't even realize was there until that happened. So yeah, that's actually very clutch. That did save me, you know, from taking hits to the face. And yeah, like his utility, it's very general in the sense where like, yeah, he just stops buffs and that's like really it. Doesn't extend too much outside of that, but then he has those niche abilities that do come in clutch, and when they come in clutch, you will definitely notice it. But yeah, this fight's pretty much over. I didn't even get to talk about it because Wiccan just like did it so fast. It was like, what, a 40-second fight or something? Yeah, 43. Pretty good. Now we have this Gorr boss. Just take a look at this, man. I'll try to not talk, but that's impossible for me. But just look at this beauty. So the buffs are going to fail, right? They are starting to fail big time, and yeah, so every time we hit him, we fail a lot of buffs. So a lot of incinerates are triggering right now. We drop the SP2, convert those into plasmas, and yeah, it's just not stopping. Like, he has like what, up to 46 now, and the fight's just done because what the heck was this, man? Like, 35-second Gorr takedown right there. Absolutely wild, man. When this champion like can benefit from a node or like a, you know, a character that has buffs, he is absolute money. Like, just absolutely money. Now we have some Battlegrounds health pools because he does do very well in these matchups where, like, yeah, there are buffs to take advantage of. For example, the newly buffed Medusa, which I feel like will be a pretty big threat in Battlegrounds without the right counter, and Wiccan is like the perfect counter for her. So yeah, should be a very fun matchup to do in like Battlegrounds. It's a very fast one. This goes by very quickly once you drop the SP2, and yeah, just look at this insanity, man. Like, so much DOT damage. Fight's just done already. That was like, what, 30 something seconds? Yeah, that was 33 seconds. Alright, man, that'll get you like 50,000 plus in Battlegrounds. Just like absolutely embarrasses these cosmic characters. He's like decently good for the Serpent. I didn't put it in this video because I just do not want to fight Serpent right now. Not feeling it today. I do apologize, but he can situationally do Serpent. Now we have Cersei here, who is honestly the bane of my existence. Just super annoying to fight against, and yeah, without Neutralize or a way to stop her glancing, just absolutely just like the worst champion to fight. I hate glancing so much, but Wiccan just makes really quick work of this character, and yeah, fight is pretty much done. We fail some buffs, get some more plasmas going, and that's it. That's a 38-second fight. Also like a 50,000 plus score in Battlegrounds. So now we have Dust to close the video here. I think. Yeah, this is probably the last fight in this video. So this is just like me kind of showing you what he can do outside of those buff matchups. The fight time isn't super impressive, but the utility is really good in this scenario because Dust right here is usually very annoying with her sand mechanic, but Wiccan does counter it very well, since inflicting dust with a plasma or incinerate will remove one sand effect from your character. So yeah, Wiccan inflicts a ton of plasmas and incinerates, so he is a very direct counter to dust, and just makes like the fight a lot easier than like other characters would make it. So yeah, in my opinion, a very strong dust counter. The block damage on the SP2 is a bit annoying for sure, but if you bait SP1s, it'll be a safer fight. But I just don't like doing that because it's a bit of a time waster for sure. But yeah, here we go back in. We drop the SP2 again, and the signature ability is playing a massive part in this fight, since whenever she is shock immune, we inflict degeneration debuffs instead. And yeah, the fight's done. It was like 66 seconds, which isn't bad by any means, and it was a very safe fight overall. So yeah, Wiccan honestly is a very cool champion. I think that he is definitely under the radar still, has some very general utility, but can also expand that by utilizing his DOT or his anti-unblockable versus cosmics. But whenever he is like able to stop buffs and, you know, gain incinerates off of those buffs, he is one of the best, if not just like the best buff controller in the game when it comes to damage output. So yeah, this champion, definitely worth investing in my opinion. Like, he is such a beast in his target matchups, and he can do a bit outside of that as well. So just overall, I think he is a massive win, like, as a champion. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on rank 3 SIG 200 Wiccan, and yeah, that's about it for me.